Good morning, students. So, in the last class, we discussed about the D block elements. Today, we will discuss a new chapter, group 18 elements. Okay, group 18 elements. So, group 18 elements are the elements of what you know? The elements helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. Helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon consisting of the group 18 of the periodic table. Okay. So, you can write helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon, group 18. These elements are also called as what you know, rare gases, what you know, rare gases or noble gases or aerogens or inert gases or gases of atmosphere. Okay. So, group 18 elements helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon are also called what you know, the air gases or noble gases or aerogens or inert gases or the gases of the atmosphere. Okay. Now, let us discuss about this. Discuss about the occurrence of these the noble gases. Okay. Now, occurrence of noble gases. See, generally all the noble gases are found in the atmosphere. That's why they are also called what you know, atmospheric gases. Okay. However, the helium can be found in the natural gases, in springs. Okay. And your xenon, radon is found in the radioactive distribution of radium. Okay. So, generally we have the helium, neon, argon, xenon, okay, basically found what you know in the atmosphere. Okay. Helium sometimes found in what you know, natural gases, also in your springs, spring water. Okay, you can find. And radon by the radioactive disintegration of radium Okay. So, these are the occurrence of the noble gases. Okay. Now, the electronic configuration. And position in the periodic table. So, the noble gases or the inert gases are having the general electronic configuration of NS2 NP1 to 6. So, NS2 NP6. Okay. So, if you have helium, helium 2, we have 1s2. When we have neon 10, we have 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. Argon 18, we have neon 10, then 3s2, 3p6, krypton 36, we have argon 18, 3d10, 4s2, 4p6, xenon 54, we have krypton 36, okay, 4d10, 5s2, 5p6. Now run 86, we have xenon 54, 4f14, 5d10, 6s2, 6p6. Okay. So helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. Helium we have only one SO2, that means what the helium is having a stable doublet. It is having what a stable doublet. So these have only NH2 configuration, but the other elements like neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. So these are having what NS2, NP6 configurations. Here you see neon 1s2, 2s2, p6. Okay, it is found in the second period. Okay, your argon 3s2, 3p6, it is in the third period. Okay, krypton 4s2, 4p6 in the fourth period. This is your 5s2, 5p6 in the fifth period, and 6s2, 6p6 in the sixth period. So now all these elements are having what a stable octet. Okay, and these elements are present in the extremely right of the period table, that is your group 18. Okay, and all these elements are belongs to your P block except what the helium. Helium your 1s2. So this is an element of the S block, but others neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon belongs to what the P block elements. Okay, because they have the NP6 configurations. The last atoms enter into your P orbital also. And this group 18 is present extremely right of the periodic table. Okay, so the position of the noble gas in the period table is extremely right, that is the last group of the period table. Okay, consisting of the group 18 elements. Okay, now general characteristics. If we discuss, suppose the general trends of properties, your general characteristics, general characteristics of the elements of group 18. If you say about what will be atomic radii. Okay, so we know the unit gases, the group 8 elements, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, they are showing van der Waals radius. Okay, generally atomic size refers to your radius of atom, and because these noble gases, the unit gases are monoatomic, so they are generally showing the van der Waals radius, and van der Waals radius is generally large as compared to covalent radius. So hence the atomic size of the elements of the noble gas are largest in their respective period. Okay, so the noble gas are showing a higher atomic size. Okay, and the same thing also, if you move from top to bottom in the group of the group 18 from helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, then the atomic size goes on increasing from top to bottom. Okay, so what you can say? You can say that the atomic size is a largest in the respective period, and on moving from top to bottom, atomic size your increases. Okay. Now we know ionization enthalpy or ionization energy. So we already know ionization energy is the amount of energy required to remove an electron from the valency shell of a neutral gaseous atom. Now see, the helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, the noble gases are the inert gases. They are inert because they have the stable octet. Except helium, all the elements are having the stable octet, and helium is also having the stable doublet. That means their outermost orbit is completely filled. Because the outermost orbit is completely filled, they don't want to lose any electron. So they have the very higher value of ionization enthalpy. Okay. In fact, when we move in a particular period, the ionization energy goes on increasing from left to right, and at the extreme right we are having noble gases. So noble gases are having the highest ionization energy in the respective period. Okay. So helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon are having the highest ionization energy in their respective period. Okay. And they are not giving any electrons. Okay. And when you move down the group from top to bottom, the ionization energy will go on decreasing as usual because the atomic size is going on increasing. Okay. So ionization energy is what? Ionization energy is what? Is largest, is the highest, is the highest in the respective period, in the highest in the respective period. Okay. And on moving down the group, okay, from top to bottom, i.e. decreases. Okay. So the highest value of ionization energy of noble gas is due to the reason that they are having the stable octet. The outermost orbit is completely filled. Okay. Now number 3. Electron gain enthalpy or electron affinity. Okay. Electron gain enthalpy or the electron affinity. We know the noble gases are having the stable octet. Their outermost orbit is completely filled. So they don't want to receive any extra electron. Okay. That means the electron affinity of these elements are 0. So noble gases or inert gases are having the 0 value of electron affinity because of their stable electronic configuration. Okay. So 0 electron affinity, 0 electron affinity. Okay. Due to what? Due to the stable electronic configuration. Okay. Number 4, liquefaction. So these gases are not easily liquefied. Due to what? Due to low value of heat of evaporation, low value of heat of vaporization. okay, and your melting point and boiling point, okay, they are having very low value of melting point and boiling point, okay. So due to weak van der Waals force of attraction between the atoms, okay. So already we know in case of noble gases, so we have the weak van der Waals force of attraction, okay, and due to weak van der Waals force of attraction, so the noble gases so is having what, very low value of melting point and boiling point, okay. And also, so these gases, so all these elements so are exist as monoatom gases, so existence, and write your existence here, existence, okay. All these group 8 elements so are found in your gaseous form, what, as a monoatomic gases, okay. And here the Cp by Cv equal 1.66, okay. That means your heat capacity at a constant pressure by heat capacity constant volume of this noble gas is what, 1.66, okay. So these are about the general trends properties of the noble gases, okay. And because they are having the highest value of Einstein's energy, zero value of electronegativity, also they have the largest size, okay. The melting and boiling point is quite low because they have the weak van der Waals force of attraction, and also they cannot be easily liquefied because of the low value of heat of evaporation, okay. Now here what are the uses of noble gases? Uses of noble gases. Uses of noble gases. Normally the element helium is having widely used. The helium is in airships, balloons, okay. The mixture of helium and oxygen is used for the sea divers as a life saving mixture, okay. And we know the radon, okay, so which is obtained from the radioactive radiation of the radium that can be used for the treatment of cancer and for the radioactive research, okay. And also the xenon, some few compounds can be made from xenon. The neon can be used in your beacon light, okay, which can grow and can be used as a signal in the airplanes and ships, okay. So let us have a entire idea about this uses of the noble gases, okay. These are the some uses of the noble gases. So here you see helium we can use for the filling of airships and balloons, okay. Its lifting power is more than hydrogen, and also we can use the helium in gas thermometers when we have to measure for the low temperatures, okay. And also the mixture of helium and oxygen can be given to the sea divers as a life saving mixture, okay. So and also we are using this helium gas for providing inert atmosphere in the welding of the metals and alloys, okay. Now neon, basically we are using beacon light because this when this neon is used with electrical devices, it is having the capacity to grow, giving different colors. That can be used as a signal, warning signal also by the aeroplanes or by the ships, okay. And also the argon can be used in the gas filled electric bulbs after mixing with nitrogen. and krypton xenon so we can use in filling up incandescent metal filaments in electric bulbs, and radon can be used as for the treatment of cancer and also for the radioactive research. Okay. So these are the some important uses of noble gases or group 8 elements. Next we will discuss some few compounds of their structure, okay, of the group 8 elements. Okay. Let us see. Normally we know the group 8 elements are not forming the compounds. Already we discussed that the group 8 elements are the inert elements. They have the stable acted, okay. They have the highest value of electronegativity, and they have the they have the highest value of ion energy. Sorry, they have the highest value of ion energy and zero value of electron affinity. Okay. So that's why they are not able to form the compounds. Okay. So compounds of noble gases. Okay. See, generally, so due to highest value of ionization energy, zero value of electron gain enthalpy, and non availability of orbital unpaired for bond formation. So these are the three reasons because of which the inert gases, the group 8 elements are not able to form compounds. Okay. So first of all, highest value of ion energy, second one zero value of electron enthalpy, and third one the non availability of unpaired orbitals for the bond formation. And this concept, okay, because of these things, scientists were not tried to discover the compounds of the elements, whether these elements are forming compound or not. However, okay, Bartlett accidentally prepared the compound of xenon, XCPTF6. Okay. So then after some few compounds of xenon, okay, with the fluorine or oxygen is been discovered. Normally, fluorine and oxygen, due to the high value of electronegativity, xenon can form compound with the fluorine and oxygen. Okay. Now we see the formation of compound is at the excited state or some drastic conditions given, then only they are forming the compounds, because they are not able to form the compounds in the normal conditions. Okay. So in the drastic conditions, when we go for the excited state or when you go for the formation of clusters, then the noble gas can form your compounds. Okay. Some few important compounds are your XCF2, XCF4, XCF6. Okay. Let us have the structure of this XCF2, XCF4 and XCF6. You see, if I go for XCF2, XEF2, see, xenon I have 54, okay, krypton 36, okay, you know 4D 10, 5s2, Ap6, okay. Now xenon in excited state, what happened here? You see, this is your 5s, 2. Now we have 5p 6 5s 5p and we have 5d here backend. So for XCF2, now in the excited state, one electron from this 5p jumps to what? 5d. Okay, so we are getting what? 1 2 3 4 5 sp3d hybrid orbital. sp3d hybrid orbital. Now this 1 2 3 4 5 sp3d hybrid also, there we have the 3 paired orbitals are there, so they will not form bond, they will remain as a lone pair. Now this 2 unpaired hybrid also will form 2 bonds with 2 fluorine atoms. So we have what? X E F F F XCF2, and again we have what? 1 2 with the 4 lone pairs. So we have what? Lone pairs 1 2 3 4, bond pairs here 2 0 A B 4 L 2 type molecule. Sorry, A B 2 L 1 to 3. Three lone pairs are there 1 to 3. So AB2 L3 type molecule. Okay. The geometry is what? Trigonal bipyramidal, and the shape is your linear. Okay. So in this way the XCF2 molecule is formed. Okay. Now see about your, if I have XCF4, what will happen here? See, same thing happens. So XE excited state, we have what? 5s 2 5p 2 6 is there. Now we have the 5d here 1 2 3 4 5. Now in the excited state, 2 electrons from 2 p orbitals are jumping to d. So here what happens? Here remains 1, here remains 1 and go to d. Okay, so here 5s 5p and 5d. Now sp3d2, so sp3d2 hybridization is taking place. Okay. Now this 1s 3p, okay, and 2d orbitals are hybridizing to giving 3 to 5 and 6 equal hybrid orbitals, where 1 2 are there what? Lone pair, and 1 2 3 pair are unpaired. So they are forming 4 bonds with 4 fluorine atoms. So we will get what? XE F F F F XE F for and 2 lone pairs are there. So we have what? A B 4 L 2. Okay. Here what do you have? A B 4 L 2. Okay. 4 bond pairs and 2 lone pairs are there. Now here the geometry is what? Geometry is what? Octahedral. Here the shape is what? Square planar. Shape is what? Square planar. the bond pair 4, lone pair 0, 2 here. Okay. Similarly, you can go for XE F6E. So here what will happen? We have 5S2, now 5P will have 3 there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 also are jumping to the 5D. 1, 2, 3. So 5D, 5P, 5S. Now we have 1SO, 3P, and 3D also will hybridize. Okay. So we will have how here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sp3d3 sp3d3. So sp3d3 hybrid type also with 7 equivalent hybrid also, out of which your 1 is a lone pair will be there, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bond will form the bond pairs. So we have what XE 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6F are there, 6F are there. Okay, and we have one lone pair. So what A, B, 6C, L type molecule. Okay, so bond pair equal to 6 here, lone pair equal to 1 here. Okay, and here the geometry 0, distorted octahedral. Okay, geometry what distorted octahedral, and here the shape is shape will be what the pentagonal bipyramidal bipyramidal. So this is about what the structure of XE F6. Okay. So this is all about the structure of the important compounds of your xenon, Xe F2, Xe F4, Xe F6, and we have seen here in case of Xe F2 the xenon atom undergo sp3d hybridization. Okay, so where we have your 1, 2, 3 will be the lone pair 3, and we have the two unpaired orbitals will be there that can form your bond, and so your 2 bond pairs. So 3 lone pair, 2 bond pair. So Ab2H type of molecule, and here the geometry of this molecule is what the trigonal bipyramidal, but the shape will be what the linear. So due to the presence of these 3 lone pair of electrons. Okay, and similarly in case of XeF4 we have sp3d2 hybridization, right? So we have 1, 2 lone pair will be there, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 will be your bond pair. The geometry is octahedral, however the shape will be your square planar due to the presence of 2 lone pair of electrons. Okay, similarly in case of XeF6 we have the only 1 lone pair, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bond pairs will be there, and geometry is distorted octahedral, but the shape is what pentagonal bipyramidal due to this presence of 1 lone pair of electron. Here the lone pairs, the bond pair 6 bond pairs are there, and 1 lone pair is there. Okay.